TJ's Dallas Cowboys. He's already pre-gaming for his Super Bowl party right here in Los Angeles. Is he a little premature, you think?
Well, first, I'm disappointed I'm not in the studio with you guys because it sounds like you're having way too much fun with drinks and everything else going on. So a lot of fun there. I think the Cowboys have a chance because I think their defense is going to be better. I think that's the key for them. Offensively, we know what they have, right? Now, I do think there's a little bit of concern, despite what the Cowboys have said publicly about, there's no concern with Dak's shoulder. It's going to be fine. I think there's a little bit of concern there with the strain, and it's early. I get it, but I would like to see him play in the preseason to take that hit. That would be the next step for him to get through that hurdle of, all right, I've taken off and run and gotten hit, and my ankle's fine and all those things. And he says he never thinks about it anymore, and I get that, since Cinco de Mayo when he went out and danced, and that was a good sign that he was able to do that. And I do think he's 100% and all that, but there is that hurdle to clear, right? That middle hurdle of really taking that first hit. So I would like to see him play some of the preseason. And I don't know, with his shoulder injury, we'll see. Again, it's early. He wasn't going to play in the Hall of Fame game anyway, but we'll see what happens. But I would like to see him play in the preseason. So I do think there's a little bit of concern there. But I do think they're better. They've certainly got a chance to win the NFC East. We know how bad it was last year. I think they got the best quarterback in the division. So they have a chance to do that. And once you get the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. And they haven't been, we all know the history, haven't been back to the championship game since 1995, which was the last time they won the Super Bowl. So it's been a really long time. But this does look like a pretty good team on paper. We know what that equals out to, not very much once the season starts. But I like the looks of things that they've done this offseason and during training camp.
Charean Williams joins the show, Pro Football Talk. You can follow her on Twitter at NFL Charean. Ben Lyons in for Rich on the Rich Eisen Show. And I bring up your Twitter, Charean, because I think you've had the tweet of this young football season. You called out young players yesterday or 2 days ago now. If you're a young player seeking to make the team, you do not leave the field until everyone else has. You certainly don't leave the field before the quarterback, with the video of Dak Prescott running wind sprints, calling out the next generation, Charean. I like it.
Well, that to me said more about their young players than it said about Dak Prescott, right? He's out there running extra wind sprints after practice. If he's out there, your butt better be out there if you're trying to make the team. I mean, I don't care. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care that your other position group's gone in. I don't care. If the starting quarterback's out there running wind sprints after practice, you better be out there. You better be seen by those coaches. And one thing I really liked about Kellen Mond, of course, I'm an Aggie, so I've seen every game that Kellen Mond has played in his career. But with the Vikings, he was the first guy on the practice field every single day before he got COVID, of course. But first guy on the practice field, I loved seeing that and was not surprised to see that. But that's what you want to see from young players. You need to be out there well before practice, and you can just stay after practice until the last guy's gone, certainly before the quarterback's gone. That's what teams need to see. They need to see your commitment to this thing, that you're doing everything possible to make the team. So absolutely, I love that Dak was still out there running wind sprints. Didn't surprise me, but it did surprise me that other guys weren't out there.
Charean, I will run through a wall for you. You have me fired up, jacked up. You are absolutely right. When you see the quarterback out there running wind sprints, you get out there and run wind sprints.
That's it.
I like it. Charean, I was on the show about a week or two ago when Jerry Jones had his annual kickoff the season press conference. And this year he said something that was a little concerning. He said that he would do anything known to man to win a Super Bowl, which had us in the studio really questioning what depths he might go to in a man's soul to win a Super Bowl. What did you make by Jerry's press conference, where he's at in his life journey and career with this Cowboy team this year?
You know, I haven't known Jerry pretty well and had a chance to present him for the Hall of Fame and some of those things. You know, I think he's seeing the end, and he knows that, you know, just based on his age, he's not going to have a ton more chances. We talk about windows all the time. His is a little different window for different reasons, you know, because of his age. And he sees that thing closing a little bit each year. You know, it's inching. None of us know how long we have, but his window obviously is inching down each year. That's a year that he doesn't win another Super Bowl that's gone by. And there's one fewer years that he gets a chance to do that. And again, it's been 1995 since they were there and won one, and he never in a million years thought it would take that long to get back to a Super Bowl. And who knows, maybe he never gets back there. Maybe his team never gets back there before he's gone. And I hope they do. I hope he gets to see that and gets to win another one. There's nobody quite like Jerry in the NFL, but I do think that's a big part of how emotional he was. There is one thing I know for a fact that he wouldn't give up to get a Super Bowl, and that's that gold jacket. That means an awful lot to him, and he said it a couple times that he wouldn't give up his spot in the Hall of Fame for another Super Bowl. But as my husband has pointed out, if he won another Super Bowl, then he would get back into the Hall of Fame with 4 Super Bowls on his resume. So I think he'd be safe there. But, yeah, he'd write a check for however big it took to win a Super Bowl if he could do that.
What's going on with the other team in Texas? What's happening with the Texans? Are they going to put on professional football games this year?
Yeah, and I feel so bad for David Culley. He's a good friend of mine. We go back way back. We both started our careers basically together at A&M. I was covering them full time, and he was a young coach there, and so we went to Tampa together at the same time. So we've kind of moved through the ranks together, and so happy to see him finally get a head coaching job, which he tells me is going to be his last coaching job, which you would think it would be, whatever happens. But he's such a good coach and such a good motivator for guys, and I know the guys have certainly taken a liking to him right away. They love what he brings, but there's just not much talent there, and you look at that team and you wonder how they're going to win any games at all. You figure they're going to win 1 or 2, and the division certainly does not look very good outside of Tennessee, so they'll have a chance to win some of those games within their division, no question. But I'm really sad for him that this is his first head coaching opportunity, and this is what he has to work with, because it doesn't look very good, and they certainly look like the worst team in the NFL this season. Maybe they'll surprise, maybe they'll win a few games and do something unexpected. But again, on paper, they don't look very good to me.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.